Good morning. It's Saturday morning here, and normally I would be sleeping in a little bit, but today I'm up. I'm headed to Guntersville State Park for a workshop, and this is one of my bow shirts that had a high neck and had an unfortunate accident with my knife because I know it's ugly, but it's far more comfortable now. But I'm headed to a beginner survival class at Lake Guntersville State Park Lodge. We'll do a beginner session this morning from 9 to 1, and then this afternoon we'll do the intermediate survival class from 3 to 7 p.m. I've taken the beginner class earlier this year. I had darker hair, then maybe they won't remember me. And I really enjoyed it. I came home and wanted to go play out in the woods and build shelters and all that kind of stuff that afternoon, but I had something else to do. I'm really excited about doing this again. I had a really great time, great experience. So let's go do it and see what happens. I'll report back. Guntersville State Park is located in North Alabama, a very large, beautiful area of our state. This is a photo I tried to get coming in. It was just a glorious day, perfect weather. This was a photo I got while I was trying to drive slowly, of course. We met at the lodge at Lake Guntersville, which is a beautiful facility. Here's an outdoor shot of that. This is just a little shot of my everyday carry. I have to keep lipstick on my lips or I will chew them to bits, and I carry my knife everywhere I go, and I actually have two of them. I love this little Smith & Wesson Black Ops knife. We were under a no fire warning because the conditions are so dry up here, so we went to the maintenance building and used a little Weber grill to start our fires. Here's one of my classmates starting his fire. We'll do more about the fire building in just a bit. He also had this really cool tool that was a magnifier that's very flexible, and he used it to start a little fire actually in his hand using some lint. So that's something I'm going to be looking into buying. We gathered up dry weeds and debris and made a little bird's nest and used dryer lint if we had it, and we used our various little fire starter devices to start fires. We had an instructor show us how to do what we call processing the wood, and I'm going to stop and talk about this for just a moment. Casey, one of our instructors, showed us how to process the wood by getting little tiny small pieces of dry material to form a bird's nest and a flat piece of wood to put that on, and then getting very small kindling that breaks easily, then move like match size, stick size, then moving up to pencil size, then moving up to thumb size, and then getting your larger pieces of wood. Go ahead and have all of that ready before you start trying to build your fire. This is a pan of that, and this is going to keep you from having to bend, break, and do things like that when you're trying to get your fire going. Abby gave us some knot tying instruction, and we did some practice. Then Travis, the girl's father, the primary instructor, divided us into teams of 3, and we were taken to spots in the woods where we had to use what was available to build a shelter. We were not allowed to cut down any living thing, so we had to just kind of sort our area and find things to build our shelter. We were given this site, and only an idiot could not have an idea about how to start setting up a shelter for this. We got large limbs from the woods and just started leaning those up for lean-to. We didn't have anything that was really tender, so we couldn't weave very well. Everything was just so dry. So we did what we could and then just started putting things on top of it. The green that you see was actually from a tree that had blown over and had not the leaves had not died yet, so we did not kill a living tree. And we could not build a fire, so we were given ramen noodles, and we just poured some water in those and let the sun try to heat those up. This was actually the same spot that I was taken to when I went to the beginning survival workshop earlier this year, so I was kind of familiar with the area. When we reported back, we were given this badge, and then we went to see everyone else's shelters. The first shelter we went to visit had a man and a woman and her son, and the son actually had the idea of getting 2 stumps that were nearby and using those to support a log. They also they were starting a more stable shelter behind that, so I thought this was pretty cool. They drug the 2 stumps over and put that up, and then just put a tarp behind it. Another shelter was 3 women. We were grouped with people that we didn't know, and they did like a lean-to type shelter. Another group, this is us, my group. We had 2 men, their wives were put in other groups. And then we went back and we had a 2-hour break. So I went to get some food. I ate in the restaurant, had a Cuban sandwich, French fries. I didn't eat the mayonnaise. Then I just took some shots of the lodge. It's really, really super beautiful. Cooled off a little bit because it was a very hot day. The Guntersville State Park has places that people can stay, has campgrounds, I think rooms that people can stay in if you don't want to camp outdoors. RV camping, and someone was having a wedding up there, and more power to them. This is the up part of the lobby. So that ends part 1, and let's go see what happens for part 2 in the afternoon, the intermediate survival workshop.